Good morning. It's Wednesday morning, the 9th of January, 2013. Here's all the news it's worth talking about in Panama today. The ASEP, which is the agency or the Public Services Authority, is raising the electric rates in Panama. It's for residential. It's kind of weird, the story that's out, because recently the executive cabinet approved an increase of 1.25% for residential rates and 10% for commercial rates, and then the ASEP turns around and increased those by 2.5% for residential and 21% for commercial or residential. I don't know why they did that. It sounds like a big increase, but it's the cost per kilowatt hour remains at 16 cents a kilowatt hour, except now instead of 16.166, it's 16.5 something. So it's a slight increase. You might see it in your bill, but anyway. Then the other irregularity to that is they're supposed to have a 60-day consultation period, and they're supposed to announce it publicly, and they're supposed to have hearings and stuff before they do this. They didn't do that, so people are pissed. Anyway, there's that. Okay, there's some confrontation going on in Veraguas. There's some Nagle Bugle Indians in the area of San Pablo, Cañasa, that are protesting a hydroelectric project. They closed down the Pan American Highway this morning. The police went out there and opened it back up with tear gas. I don't believe there were that many protesters, maybe 20 or 25, but they were easily pushed out of the way by the riot control police. But anyway, they're protesting over this hydroelectric project that is being built currently in the area of Rio Cañasa. Okay, in the Financial Pacific case, the public ministry has ordered the sequester of a bank account that had about $1 million in it from the Financial Pacific case. There was there's a company here called Kasutai, which is being involved in this. There's more people that have been arrested, and there were something like 35 checks that were pulled out of this. If you do a Google search on this, it's Kasutai. There was a guy named Cortez who was the director of this, and Hernan Cortez, he was taken to the DIJ, and then I believe he was arrested. So this investigation into the Financial Pacific thing is being expanded, and there's about $14 million that's missing in that. Okay, you remember the woman that was kidnapped, and then they heard her screaming, and then the cops showed up, and then turns out there was a shootout between the people that were holding her and the police. The guys got away. Well, when they started investigating this woman, they realized that she was wanted by the authorities. So they're like, okay, good, you're free, you're not being kidnapped anymore, and now you're going to jail. So it's funny how the bad people get tied up in bad things, and bad things just keep happening to them. Okay, today is the 9th of January, and it commemorates the 49th anniversary of the events of 9 January 1964. 49 years ago, there was a protest which started a chain of events that culminated in the Torrijos-Carter Treaty, the United States pulling out of Panama, closing down the military bases, handing the Panama Canal back over to the Panamanians in the very end, the last day of 1999. So, and there were people that died in this. That's why the Avenida de los Mártires, or the Avenue of the Martyrs, is named after them, and they're commemorating this day. So that's today. It's a good day if you're an American to keep a low profile. It's historic events, but still, it's just one of those things. Happens every year. Okay, somebody submitted a bill in the National Assembly calling for the new Attorney General, Ana Belfon, to appear before the National Assembly to answer questions about the Financial Pacific case. And here's again, the majority of the deputies from the Cambio Democrático Party rejected that. In other words, we're not going to call in the Attorney General to answer questions about Financial Pacific. Why not? Why not? Why are they covering this up? Now, Martinelli says, oh, it wasn't me. But then the Supreme Court, which he controls, he's got 5 justices that he's appointed to the Supreme Court, are blocking the investigations of this. And now the National Assembly is refusing to even call somebody in, the Attorney General, to answer questions about what are you doing. It just doesn't jive. I think because of all of this cover-up activity, that's something there. When there's smoke, there's fire. If there was nothing going on, then they'd have nothing to fear or to cover up, and they could talk about it all day long. If it was somebody else that was stealing the money, if it was just crooks or whatever, then what do you care? But if it is related to the president or politicians or whatever, then by golly, they're going to cover the shit up, and that's what they're doing. So, okay, there was a guy here in Chilibre, traffic accident, lost his brakes. 48-year-old dude driving down the highway in Chilibre, lost the brakes in his car, had an accident, got hurt, didn't get killed. This guy did get killed, though. He was a security guard at a construction project in Panama City, and somebody came up, bonked him on the head, killed him, took his service revolver. That happens frequently in Panama. Security guards are killed for their weapons. And then they found a guy here in Arihan, and this is unusual because the guy's body was chopped up. I mean, his head was cut off, his arms and legs were cut off, and they're saying he's between 20 to 25 years of age, a black man apparently. He had no identification on him, and he had on a pair of shorts. They don't know who he is. So anyway, that's unusual because it's the violence done to the remains. Okay, so there you go. Let me just cover a couple things here real quick. There's not that many people are watching these videos every day. I mean, as a percentage of the subscribers, right now I'm keeping them behind the paywall, but a relatively low percentage of the subscribers are watching these things every day. If there was like more than half of the subscribers were watching them every day, then I would continue to do this. So I'm either going to stop doing these videos, or I'm going to continue to do them, but then put them outside of the paywall, because if the subscribers are not, using it as the majority of the subscribers are not using it as a primary source of information, then there's no reason for me to not put them outside of the paywall as bait for more subscribers for me. Okay, so that's it. I'm out. I'm done. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of January, 2013, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye now.